Hey everybody! Thank you for joining me this evening. So we got a little intro music. Just had a little Annie Lennox on while I was sitting here getting ready for the show. So thank you guys for coming along and joining me. Um, I did have a guest set for this evening, but again, things do happen, and this is the times that we live in. So my guest had to reschedule. Um, she was actually running a fever, which, hey, I get it. That happens. I would do the same thing. Screw being on a live show. I'm trying to take care of, trying to take care of this fever that I got. And it's real scary because you never know if it's just a fever now or if it's actually something else. Um, so I told her, don't worry about it. We can always reschedule. That's the thing about my show. I'm very flexible. Um, and it's just part of doing a live show. So you never know what's going to happen. People do come in, people do come out. You do get everything set up. You do get everything ready to go, and boom, just life happens. So I just said, screw it, let's roll with it today and just see what happens. So what I did was I'm trying something a little different today. On some of my social media pages, I set a link out there to join me on the broadcast. So if anybody's feeling daring enough and you're watching, go to Facebook, you can go to YouTube, you can go to Twitter, Instagram, um, click the link, and it'll actually send you into um, StreamYard. You can come into the broadcast with me. We'll have a little conversation. Uh, but again, I'm ready to roll if I don't have anybody joining me. Just a lot of the topics of the day that have been going on, of course, are, some of the things like I think I saw where they're going to stop funding, or America stopping funding for the WHO, the World Health Organization, which is, um, it's kind of crazy. But I mean, I get it if we're strapped for cash. We're just about to start unloading trillions of dollars into the economy. So there's a lot of scary things to go on with about that. And there's a lot of, I'm pretty sure, politics behind it. But again, we got to do what's best for everything that's going on right now. And I really hate to harp on that. But, there's a lot of interesting stories that have been coming out. A lot of things that have been keeping people's minds off of things. So one of the things is like the Tiger King. I'm not really into it. I did watch, just out of curiosity, I watched the first episode, and I mean, I see the appeal. You see the train wreck. You see everything that is about it. But I again, I had to, I don't know. I just didn't feel like I wanted to invest any more time in it because I have other things that I really wanted to concentrate on. But good, bad, or indifferent. I mean, people really loved watching it again, and right now people are consuming TV at absorbent amounts of time right now because everything is just, you don't have. I mean, you really don't have the commitment for work for some people. So, they hop on Netflix, Hulu, you name it. Even now, getting on social media, people stream content from YouTube and that sort of thing, which is great. That's great for guys like me who create content, for people who hop on here and they do their own little shows and that sort of thing. So, again, it's a great time if you're going to be watching TV, if you're getting into TV shows, if there's TV shows that you are backlogged and you wanted to watch. So, that kind of happened for me about a year, 2 years ago. I had injured my leg, and I was out of work for 4 months, and I really couldn't do too much. So, hey, you got a comment already. Hey, Mr. Rob, what's up? Man, I loved Guys, if you don't know who Rob is, uh, man, check him out. He has this YouTube called TubeBuddy, and what it is, it's like for guys like me who are love to be content creators who want to go on there and learn how to do video. All aspects of it. And Rob, man, they did a marathon that they raised money for COVID not too long ago. Man, that was a marathon, brother. But a lot of work went into that. So I got to give him props for doing something like that. Um, that's not a project that you just take on lightly, and there's a lot of coordination that had to go into that, and a lot of putting that stuff together. So, you know, God, check out Rob Balasabas. If you go see him on LinkedIn, you can follow him there. Go to YouTube and check out TubeBuddy. Um, it's an awesome channel. Uh, Click and subscribe to there because they do have a lot of good content on there. If you want to get into video creation, they always have good guests. Conversations always good on there. And again, I'm just he's done a lot of good things, and there's a lot of good things that I've learned watching Rob and stuff they do on that channel. So big ups, man. Appreciate it, Rob, for commenting and saying what's up. So, just like I was going back to the conversation about, watching TV, watching content, again, people are throwing tons and tons of, you know what? I'm a big proponent of it as well. I did a lot of that myself when I was in quarantine, was getting on YouTube and going to go learn how to do things. Or if you're going to hop into the social media game, I mean, what better time than now? You got a lot of time to hop on there. So, one of the things that I'm trying to figure out and get into is TikTok. Actually having somebody on Friday on my show. Her name is Jennifer Klein, and she's got a big following on TikTok, and she does a lot of cool DIY projects and stuff on TikTok. And shout out to Mike Padurano for hooking us up, man. He kind of introduced me to her, and we've had ongoing conversations, and we went ahead and set something up for Friday. So, and also as well, Friday, let me go ahead and put a little self pub out there. I myself will be on the Pirate Broadcast, Mr. Russ Johns. So I'll be on there Friday. That's at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, I believe. So that's like 9 o'clock here Central, 10 Eastern, something like that. So, just that sort of thing. As far as me being and doing my live streaming, he was the guy that I initially started following and made me want to go learn how to do live streaming. So, getting to be on the show and haven't been watch it because I watch it religiously every day, and then getting to actually come on is like a major accomplishment for me. That's one of the things I love. So, Ezra, let's see what he's had to say. Yeah, so where did you get started? How did your live take off? Yeah, yes, dabbling with this paint out. Yeah, special guest, and we'll love this to take off as much as yours. So it's really just about being consistent with it and putting in the time into work. So, hey, hello. So the whole thing about doing a live stream, right? There's a lot of things you got to learn as far as the technical aspect of it. Whenever you're streaming, it's one of the hardest things that I learned was learning the difference between upload and download streams. So I was having a lot of issues when I first started doing my live broadcast because first of all, I was using Wi-Fi, and don't use Wi-Fi when you're doing upstream loading like this. It's gonna kill your stream. So hardwire into your modem, best way. Second way, check out your upload speeds, and depending on what you're streaming on. So if you're streaming on most of them, the higher streams are streaming at 720 and even higher at 1080p if you can. They're going to require a lot of upload speed. So, learning those things and learning what's good for your stream and how it comes across, it really helps out in the end whenever you get the final product out, because again, you don't have a lot of the same problems. And yes, you still have technical issues like right now because there's so many people using a lot of bandwidth, using a lot of upload speed that wouldn't be using it, but because of everything that's going on, it does kind of bite the upload speed a little bit. But again, as you can see, my broadcast still comes across clear. I might have glitches on my guest end sometimes because they're using a Wi-Fi signal or they're using their phones, because that's one of the things about StreamYard. You can use your phone. It's a little bit easier. It's like taking a Zoom call on your phone. It's just a heck of a lot easier. But if you do have a laptop and you're hardwired in somewhere, you usually don't have those problems. So, first being technical, and then, another thing is just really be consistent and go after your market, whoever you're trying to reach. So, go start finding people who are already doing it. And again, like you're reaching out to me, if they're tailoring their shows towards what you're trying to do, try to emulate them a little bit, and then you can actually reach out to the person. That's one of the things that what I learned was, I don't know how far I'm going to get or what I'm going to get if I don't reach out to somebody and at least ask. So that was one of the things that when I started getting into it, is I had to ask. So I asked Russ about it, and we had a conversation, and he actually reached out, and he kind of helped me walk along the lines of how I was going to get everything done, and he helped me through it. So, you want to send me a direct message, you're more than welcome to, man. I would love to reach out to you. So just, send me a private message. We can have a conversation offline if you would like to. Or if you're feeling brave, again, I put on a link onto my StreamYard right here. So if you wanted to hop on and actually see, I'm going to put it right here in the comments. There you go. There's the StreamYard. Click on that link here if you're feeling brave and you want to come on and ask me person to person. It's real easy. Click the link. It will, you can hop on live. We'll have a conversation live right now. But again, go ahead and really put in, it does take a lot of work. So be consistent. If you're only going to do once a week, set your time and date and get everything ready for that one day. So that's why I had to learn to be consistent about the times that I was going on. So that's why I pegged 7 o'clock as my start time, and I try to be consistent with it every day when I come on. So whenever you pick something and you want to set something, go ahead and set it so that people get familiar with it. So a lot of people are already familiar at 7 o'clock. If they follow me, they already get a reminder, or they know 7 o'clock, 7:05, here I am, and I get my guest on and we start having a conversation. So and those are just a lot of the things that I've been emulating from other people that I see, that they're real consistent about what they do. They're consistent about, their message, or they're really, so really that's a lot of it, and putting in the work. It's not going to happen overnight. It does take time to build an audience. I'm still building an audience. Believe it or not, I only have 40 subscribers on YouTube. And I would love to build that up even more, but I understand it's going to take time. It's like building, it's like anything. I started with, I believe, like 9 people that I followed on LinkedIn when I first started doing LinkedIn back in, really jumping into LinkedIn. I was back in November. I only had like 8 or 9 people on. Now I'm like 2,500. And you do get people that jump even higher, even faster, which is incredible. But, I'm more of, hey, if it takes time, if it's a marathon, I'm in it for the long haul then. Screw it. I'm just going to take the time, do that sort of thing. So that's why I consistently do what I do on just about every broadcast channel that I'm streaming on. That's why I even streamed it and put everything together so I can stream it from my website. So if you wanted to go to my website, which is, let me give you a pub out for that as well. The website you can go catch it on is right there. You can catch the live stream at our website, and that's www.madefromscratchpodcast.com. You can catch it there. and just click on the live stream, and you're getting the same feed that you would get at any of my other channels. Plus, you can also stay there and check it out afterwards. I do put a lot of the past episodes, recent episodes that I've done. There's links to the podcast. You can catch it on Spotify, where I upload all the podcast episodes. And then I also have a streaming radio station that's a little bit different. Simply because I'm trying to learn how to do that and format that as well, because I would love to make that interactive. Get other DJs to get on there, host their little shows. I can replays of the podcast. I can do, there's a lot of things I could do there. So I'm learning how to do that as well, putting all that together. And it's just going to take time. So if you wanted to go there, see, that's the site right there. It's at radio.co. You can go listen. And, it's something that I'm trying to do, just figuring it out as well. So, and then I do a separate thing on Instagram. So Instagram's a little bit different. I would love to use overlays and that sort of thing. And Rob was one of the ones who told me about a site that you could use. It's a little bit lagging a little bit, but I think it's because it's still in like early beta of what it's going to be. And they do have a lot of things that tell you that are coming soon. So once it does, though, it'll probably be pretty badass to use if you're going to use for Instagram, and for you can also use it for TikTok. If you have over like 1,000 followers, I think, on TikTok, you'll be able to stream there live as well. So there's a lot of there's a lot of things going on. You can really put all this together. So yeah, man, reach out to me. We'll go from there, brother. I'm always open to connecting with new people, so I do appreciate that. So, but one of the things that I can also tell people about doing this sort of live streaming thing is that you will get better at it. You'll get comfortable talking in front of a camera. So if you're already comfortable doing that, man, that's half the work, bro. That's all I can tell you is that if you can sit in there, talk in front of the camera, talk with yourself, talk to yourself. If you don't, or you don't feel comfortable doing that, practice. That's what that's literally what I had to do. I sit there and I would drive for hours, and then would just start talking, and hearing my voice and doing it over and over and over and over and over again, because I wanted to be able to do this. And that's one of the ways I figured that what helped me get practice is just opening my mouth and start saying things. I was always able to cognitively put together words, because that's what you do as a writer. But I really didn't have to talk. Most of it was about writing down my thoughts and thinking about them, and put my thoughts down in a blog and those ideas and that sort of thing. But doing it live and doing it in front of other people, that was always something that scared the living crap out of me. I was like, I'm not that dude. But one of the things is I wanted to start doing it, so I just did. It was, I mean, literally that's how simple it is. Just start doing it, and you'll start seeing results. You'll start seeing results after time. It just, if you got to do it over and over and over, even if you fail. So, I mean, I do solo episodes, right? And people ask me like, well, what do you talk about? Also, anything. You can structure a solo show. I mean, heck, Joe Rogan does 3-hour shows without a guest sometimes, and just talking about things that really interest him. And he could really imagine pulling up new segments and talking about that. I mean, this essentially what talk radio is. Same thing with sports radio. I used to be a big consumer of sports radio. Literally, those guys are just talking about stuff that games and players and all this other stuff. So, and they could sit there and talk for it about hours, and people just listen to it and consume it. And that's one of the things that I go, well, how's that? You get a phone call while I'm sitting here doing that's awesome, but that's cool. That's what happens on live. So yeah, if you wanted to do your own little show and that sort of thing, man, go get on your Facebook Live and just start talking about it. Um, See how many people you can get to follow you. Um, you'll never know. And if you want to take a different approach, do like Gary Vee. Gary Vee does all his organic, or he tries to do what he calls organic content um, to scale for each platform. So he'll have, when he goes live, he has somebody streaming on each channel for each individual thing. He doesn't use like a multi-stream like what I use. He uses something different because I think he gets, the algorithm. He gets bigger numbers, more. I mean, I don't know. There's a technology behind it. God, I wish I had my friend Samantha Glover to ask about that. That's one of the things I should ask her about. She does analytics, really good at it too. I've had her on the show before, so. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's always again, you could talk about anything, like sports, right? Really, if you want to get into sports. So this is one of the big things that's has been talked about lately is everybody's being told to, shelter in place, to practice social distancing, to not do a lot of these things. Well, I live in the city of Dallas, and the big stories are always revolving around my hometown sports team, the Dallas Cowboys. And the biggest players on the team are the quarterback and the running back. And they had a big party out at, and this is according to TMZ Sports. So they had a big outing out at I think it was at his house out in Prosper, Texas, which it's nice out there. But they had a party there, and the cops came out, I think, but the story said a day after, and were reminding them about social distancing. But people had pictures and stuff, and they put them up online, or they sold them to TMZ, or I don't know how they got out. But of course, they did get out, and now these guys are getting backlash from it, and they should be. You can't. I mean, I get it. You feel like you're special because you've been an elite athlete all your life, and people have always told you that sort of things. But again, there's also a reality of things, and you got to accept it just like the rest of us do. Um, you can't be above the law. You can't be above. I mean, they're telling you these things on purpose so that you don't go get sick. But yet, here they are doing these things, and I don't know. They're just spreading. People, they're just making it worse for themselves. So, and I get it. People are probably stir crazy. They're going nuts. People want people want interaction. People want to be able to connect. Families want to see each other. People want to. So, if you're going to take the risk, also remember that there is a downfall. People can get sick. People are dying from this stuff. So just be mindful of that if you're going to break all the rules and regulations that they're putting in front of people, and they're constantly still doing it. So, again, you do these things on your own, and if you guys want to take that risk, go right ahead. I lived for 14 days in quarantine. Screw that. I'm going to tell you that right now. If I got to wear gloves everywhere, I'm wearing freaking gloves. If I got to wear a mask everywhere, I'm wearing a mask. That's just the way it is right now, folks. Accept the facts of everything that's going on in life right now. And they're not going to be permanent. So that's what I tell everyone. They're not going to be permanent. They're not going to be forever. Things will start to taper off a little bit as more and more people get infected. I think I've seen reports talking about it since and these are like, doctors, and some of these are like radiologists and all these kinds of these doctors who are studying the coronavirus and seeing about surface time and talking about creating vaccines and that sort of thing. And it's going to take time. Every vaccine, there is no miracle cure, so it's not like on that has anybody seen the movie Outbreak where they find a cure and they start inoculating people like within 10 minutes? So yeah, that's not going to happen. Um, so it is going to be for a little while. We got to get used to it. People, doesn't matter if you're a $90 million running back. It doesn't matter if you're the Prime Minister of England. This sickness can get you, and it can ultimately cost you your life. So please take it seriously. That's the only way we're going to get past this. And if you're, if you're going stir crazy or whatever, reach out, get your phone, pick up your phone, call somebody, video chat with somebody, get yourself out there. And I mean, that's the closest thing you get to interaction. Talk to your neighbor across the way. Stay 6 feet. Hey, how you doing, bud? What's going on? That sort of thing. And you don't have. No one tells you got to live in like an isolation box. You just have to be very careful. And for those going out in the workplace, same sort of deal. I gotta go. I still have to go out work because my job was considered essential. So even after going into quarantine for 14 days, I still had to go back out. I'm just more cautious about it. Trying not to bring that crap back home because I have a lot of things to worry about. So you know what? One of the things I still gotta get used to is whenever I don't have a guest on, I don't have to wear headphones. That's one of the things. I'm just used to doing it because when I have a guest on, that's how I get the return audio and that sort of thing. So I always put them on, and that's just a habit. I don't have to have them on because I don't have nobody talking back to me. But yeah, I mean everything that you see or want to talk about, you can do on your own little show. You can create your own little thing. Or again, like I said, find interesting things that you find on the internet and share what you're talking about. They were talking about. I was listening to the radio today, and they had an interesting fact about um, toilet paper consumption, and they had it broken down by country, and by how much each country average per person uses rolls of toilet paper per day, and by far. Of course, the United States was the biggest consumer of toilet paper. I think they had mentioned that it was like 99 rolls a year per individual, which which is that made me giggle because that's it's a lot of poop. But again, of course we're probably the biggest consumers of a lot of things here in this country. But that goes back to our, having freedoms and that sort of thing. And one of the things that's been hard for me to try to get past and work through is getting a haircut. That's gonna suck. I'm used to already getting a haircut, but you know what? I might just let it grow and see. Um, I've always, since I was a young man, I used to always keep my hair pretty high and tight, and now it's getting a little bit crazy. But again, it is the sign of the time. So barber shops are closed; they're not considered essential. But again, that's another thing I don't understand is how do they consider something essential and non-essential? So like in the state of Florida, they just considered an injunction, or they had an injunction and they revoked it or something like that. That considers WWE Entertainment a essential business. So they've been able to wrestle again. I think they did it on Monday with Monday Night Raw, and it's kind of crazy that I mean wrestling's pretty hands-on. So hopefully they have all their I's dotted and their T's crossed as far as having medical staff, making sure these guys are getting tested if they have ways to getting tested prior, that sort of thing, because you're taking on a lot of risk right now. And um, that was one of the interesting things that they were talking about was there's um, possible considerations of bringing back like sporting entertainment, like the NBA. They've talked about it. Um, I don't know how real of an option that is, but um, again, I think people are, especially sports junkies, are like, man, they are. This would have been me about 10 years ago. I would have been dying because there was no sports on. But now I've found other things. I've gone on other ways. Um, but there's people who, have gambling uh, addictions, and I'm pretty sure they're like fiending right now. Like, man, what the heck? Um, Trying to bet on things, trying to bet on money, on sporting events, on lines, on evens, and all the stuff that they usually used to going and betting now has just pretty much stopped. So that's got to be kind of it's got to be crazy for somebody who's used to doing that. I'm gonna bet 20 this weekend on so and so, and now there's nothing. They're watching. They're watching um, bad presentations of like games of horse from NBA players. I mean, whoa, that's what we've gone to, and it's tough because again, this is what we are for a while, people. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these leagues, but again, these guys were getting paid millions of dollars. I don't feel bad. Um, maybe I do feel bad that they're not getting to do what they love and their passion and that sort of thing, but they were getting paid millions of dollars. And not all of them, but a lot of these guys, even making a minimum, the league minimum was what a doctor or a lawyer gets paid. So, I mean, come on. I get it. But there's a lot of people that have a lot worse situations. There's a lot more going on with some of these people. So no, I don't feel bad. It sucks that you can't get to watch baseball right now, but oh well. We have other pressing needs right now. Um, and I'm pretty sure the baseball players will tell you there's other pressing needs in front of theirs as well. Um, getting people in hospital beds. There's areas being overrun with people trying to get in hospitals, getting testing done, all these sort of things still going on. It hasn't, it has not quarreled yet. It hasn't reached peak. I mean, where it's leveling off. It's still sort of rough right now, and it's still escalating. So yeah, there's a lot of worse things going on right now than just worrying about sports. So, um, and here it is. We are in April, and this would be like one of the big kickoff seasons, and would be like heavy campaigning time right now. If this stuff wasn't going on right now, what we would be talking about is the presidential, the race. Um, you would be having everything going on with the Democratic Party, who was trying to figure out who's going to be the candidate. Now, I mean, now it's been pretty clear. Um, it's going to be Joe Biden, but um, you know, this is going to be weird um, because the the 800-pound gorilla in the room is standing right there next to all of them and everything that's going on, and it has to do with COVID-19. And depending on how I think everything gets handled, that's going to tell us whether or not Donald Trump's going to be reelected. Um, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people's opinions who've shifted because of all of this, who probably wouldn't have shifted. but because of they've seen the mishandlings in some aspects and that sort of thing, and some people still are starting. They see some of the arrogance. Hey, what are you gonna do? Um, so get out, and if you haven't got a voter's card, I would be trying to fill out one now. Um, make your voice be counted. That's you didn't vote in the last election. Guess what happened? Looking at it. So, um, that would be the big news. That would be the headlines right now. Is just talking about the political back and forth that would be going on in races for the Senate, races in the House, races for president right now. All this stuff would be going on right now, but it's all being squashed by everything that's surrounding COVID-19, and for good reason, because people are still scared, people are still worried about it, and for good reason. But you know, uh, I hate just going back to all of this, but again, everything that we're doing right now is being affected by it. So um, businesses are being affected by it, a lot of them. But hey, again, here's the thing: if you've got a small business, right? You got a small little brick and mortar business. Hopefully, you took advantage of like trying to go get a small business loan um, to keep the business running. And um, yes, Mike, my friend. Mike, God, I love that guy. He's awesome. He's introduced me to a couple of people. Two of them I'm having on later this week. Thursday, he introduced me to Harpreet, and she's going to be coming on Thursday. She was supposed to come on this evening, but again, she had a fever, and I told her, screw it. I'm flexible with everything that I do with my show. So if somebody's unable to hop on or anything like that, I always tell them, come on, don't be, don't worry about it. It's just a show. I love doing it, but I can do it without a guest. So, I told her don't worry about it. We'll reschedule for Thursday. That's what we did, and then Jennifer Klein, who I'm having on Friday, again, Mike introduced me. So thank you, Mike. If you guys do not follow him, um, you can follow him on LinkedIn. Yeah, that's it. And that's why we connected really well when we first started talking. So me and Mike have been talking for months now, and um, that was one of the good things when we first talked was um, I could tell that who he was and what he was talking about was like real heart talk and real authentic, and so that kind of struck a chord with me, and since then we've become pretty good friends. You know, our kind of ascent into social media has kind of mirrored each other, um, reaching out to folks and growing and that sort of thing. And he was a big proponent of Gary Vee, and so was I. And hi, Koala. I'm glad you joined me. So my friend Koala is joining me, or she's watching on Instagram. Um, and Koala is awesome to me because she's a painter, and a lot of the stuff that she does is I've had her on the show, guys. So if you haven't checked her out, you can check out her episode. I think it's episode number 6. Me and Koala had a good conversation, and she's been a friend of mine for a very, very long time, since high school, and we've stayed connected ever since then. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, social media, for all of that. So I do appreciate her. She's pretty awesome. And but like I was going back about my other friend Mike. So he kind of helped me center a lot of things whenever I was trying to figure out how to do all this crap and whether or not I was going to do all this crap. And he called me out on a lot of my BS. But again, it was all with good intention, with all the good heart. So yeah, I'm always appreciative of Mike. Um, Anything he ever needs from me, I told him I'll reach out. So, but again, I love the fact that people can come on here and interact with me and I'm doing it two different ways. So here I am doing it streaming through everything on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. So everybody's watching there that can watch. And then I also have the people that I'm doing it live right now here on Instagram. I love it. I'm able to reach different social media platforms. Yeah. Yes. So Mr. Harvey, that's a good name. That's one. So Mr. Harvey, let me tell you about Fred Harvey. He was my first teacher, which I really connected with in high school, and he was our architect teacher, but he was more than architecture. He was a lot more. Um, so I actually had a conversation with him, I think, like around a week and a half ago, and man, cool dude. Love him to bits. But God has blessed me with a lot of these people in my life. A lot of these people who are still connected with that I've had long lasting relationships with, and just being able to interact with them and still talk to them and still have a genuine connection with these folks. That's what I love about what I do and what I love about life. And that's what I tell everybody right now. If you're going to go do these things, um, you know, it's a good time, and rely on the folks who are in your corner. Rely on the folks who are going to do these things. That's how I got started doing my show. I went to shows with people I was very comfortable with. So these were friends and people that I've had long-standing conversations with and that sort of a thing. But again, on top of that, I was lucky that these people were creative and were part of what I was doing to set everything up. Um, so I don't know how it happened, but I just had that connection with a lot of the creative people who were around me, and I still to this day still go back and connect, and even with past guests that I've had on, I form a lot of relationships with these people that I have on. So I go back and I still reach out and I connect with these folks, and I befriend some of them just because you get a real good connection with somebody. You can have a good conversation and then it goes offline and you can still talk and you can still do these things. And I think those are another great aspect about doing social media, because again, you're being social and you can really reach out to folks and connect with them. And again, if you take that conversation offline, and you really can connect and make a friendship. So I would consider, uh, I would consider Mike a friend, even if he lives in somewhere else, um, just because of the character of who he is, and I love surrounding myself with people who have that sort of same um, characteristic about themselves, that hopefully I exert to other people, um, and I just try to be who I am, um, and it's constantly changing. I'm never the same person every single day. But again, I don't think anybody is. I think everybody changes every single day. Um, Life even shows you. Life kind of guides you and kind of um, puts you in certain places and certain aspects in life. But again, you're always constantly changing every day. Even if you're having a bad period in life, every now and then in that bad period, there's always a good day, or two good days, or a good time, or a good memory. Something comes out of that. Always does. And those are the ones that people, after years and get past it, those are some of the fondest memories that people have. It's about going through the hard times and seeing and knowing the people who were there, and again, that kind of ingrains those memories in your head about people. And so again, every day is different. Every day is not going to be sunshines and roses and rainbows and everything else. There's a hard aspect part of life as well. It's a cruel reality sometimes, but doesn't mean it has to dictate how you see the world and how you react to everything. We are responsible for our own happiness. We are responsible for a lot of things in life. So, yes, Exactly. Yes, sir. Agreed. 100%, Mike. Um, so, again, um, it's just every single time that I get the chance to get on here and do these things and reach out to people and connect and talk and share my story, I feel blessed. I feel lucky. Um, So anytime I get the chance to have somebody on, or any chance that I get to share the knowledge that I'm getting and I'm learning and doing that sort of thing, I love it. I love to share that with people. I love, um, you know, trying to get people to get out. Even now, here I am. I'm telling somebody, look, you want to get on my forum? Here it is. There's a link. Click the link. You can get on the show, and we can talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about. Um, whether it's being a rough time in life, whether it's being, your favorite color blue. Okay, let's talk about the color blue. Whatever it is. I mean, we can literally talk about just about anything. So, um, you know, um, I've asked people, hey, any questions that anybody, does anybody have any questions for me? Is there anything you want to know about me personally? Is there anything you want to know about me business wise and what I'm learning? Or is there anything you want to reach out to? Yeah, so I'm gonna, I hope I'm saying his name right. Ezreal, Ezreal Wilson. Okay, so yeah, I asked him to reach out to me. So if he does, send me a personal message, my friend. DM me. If you're following me on Facebook, um, again, I'll reach out to you. I can help you walk down that line. And again, just a shout out to Mike Padurano, guys. Please follow him on. You can follow him on Twitter. He's on Twitter a lot. You can follow him on LinkedIn. He's on LinkedIn as well. And I've had again, here's past guest here. So, well, that was for Harpreet, but she's not here. But Rob, check out TubeBuddy, guys. Let me write that in here now. So, check out TubeBuddy because TubeBuddy is one of the better sites, you know, that I would recommend if you're going to be a content creator. You can go check out Rob's channel over there, and you'll see, um, awesome site. He is a great dude. I've been on he had a virtual happy hour not too long ago that I was able to hop onto, and that was pretty fun. And I was actually able to connect with somebody in there as well. Her name was Marissa, and she does email automation. So um, let me give you a shout out to her if you guys are doing that sort of thing for LinkedIn, um, because she's pretty technical savvy, and that's one of the things I was really impressed with whenever we started talking was the fact that she kind of gave me an idea on certain things. So let me see if I can pull her. Gosh dog it. There she is. So, bam, I'm going to pull it up here on my share screen so you guys can see. Chrome tab, there you are. There it is. So, check out my friend. Let me pull it full screen so you guys can see it. I'll pull myself out. So, oh, wrong one. So, yeah, check her out. That's her name right there, Marissa Callie, and she does some incredible work. Um, I tell people the best way to connect is to start reaching out with people, and you know you'll start seeing that these the people that you connect with and the people that you reach out to and the people that are part of what you're learning and what you do, man, it's incredible. LinkedIn has been a real big source of reaching out to people. So, um, you know, again, if you guys have not reached out on LinkedIn, you are missing out on a lot because that is, again, it's why I'm pushing so hard to get on that freaking platform. I have been Um, I have been pushing a lot to get on there. Um, just because I'm like, man, I love the platform now. I love being on LinkedIn. It's I got a lot more people that follow me there, a lot more traction. So um, not that any of my other social media platforms are any less. Please do not take that and misconstrue that. I'm learning to love each one of these platforms in a different way because they all have different and cool aspects about them. Every single one of them does. A lot of the interfaces have changed. You can go on Periscope now and jump on a Periscope live, and you can invite a guest on. Same thing with you're doing like on Instagram. So if anybody's on Instagram and they wanted to follow along and say whatever, like Instagram, if I wanted to go live, like say with somebody like Koala, even if she's on it, I don't know if she's still on Instagram right now. I just sent out a thing, but if she would hop on, we can have like a side interview here and talk and have conversation, which is pretty cool with me. I don't care. I'm not having a conversation with somebody else. So, um, but that's one of the fun things about doing this. Um, Getting on lives and doing these things and all the um, different sort of aspects of each one of these social media platforms is offering other people. Um, so you can go live, have somebody on, invite somebody on your show, invite somebody on your live stream. So if you're hopping live on Instagram, well, she's probably not on there anymore, but that's okay, Koala. We'll talk later. But again, if you're going to be hopping on a live stream, right? If you hop on Periscope, you can have somebody come on. You'll be like here you go, Mike joined. So if Mike were on here and I say, hey, Mike, let's go live. Um, so I'm having a conversation right now, and I will be connecting with Mike on Instagram. This is the fun part about doing social media and doing whatever the hell I want to do. Um, it makes it fun, and when you connect with people, you just again you can do it here. You can do it on any. You can do this on. There it goes. There it is. There's the man.
There
What
you go.
what's up, buddy?
Cleaning up the dinner mess. Putting on my stones, my friend.
Yeah. So again, this is what I love. This is the fun part about it. This is the best part about being on live. So you can have people on, you can connect, you can have conversations, and it's real easy. I mean, literally, here we are. I have a live guest on Instagram, and I'm still doing my live stream. I mean, what else can I ask for? Um,
It's the power of accessibility,
yes,
right? Accessibility, the fact that you can really bring anyone into a conversation. It opens the doors. It gives everyone access. It brings equal opportunity across the board. It doesn't see differences, and it gives people an opportunity to overcome anything to be able to participate.
yeah, essentially, exactly. So, again, that's why I tell everybody, um, you know, hey, get in. This is how easy it is to reach out to somebody and have kind of connection. Really, just turn on your phone, say, hey, go live, and then connect with somebody, and then here you are having a conversation. So here I am having conversations with folks on different ends of. So I got something going on Instagram, and I'm still talking to everybody that is following me on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all the everything. So I get to cover everything here, having these conversations. So thank you first of all for inviting some of these people on that you've introduced me to. Um, of course, you introduced me to Harpreet. She was supposed to be on this evening, but she was sick, so she rescheduled. We're doing it Thursday. Um, Jennifer, actually, we were in preliminary talks, and we finally agreed on something, so she's coming on Friday. Um, you know,
That's awesome.
and then
It's two amazing women at two different ends of the spectrum in their worlds, and they
yes,
both bring different pieces of the table. But there's
yes,
a common theme of messaging, bringing people together, overcoming obstacles, and just finding your whatever is your best way, right?
yes,
Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, right, not to go sit on a soapbox, but I'll do it anyway. At the end of the day, it comes down to being able to reach people that you can impact based on your unique story, because everyone has the accessibility to reach different people based on their own circumstances.
Yes.
So by having a wide variety of people from different backgrounds, rather than sticking to one background, it opens the door to reach more people, potentially help different people, and be able to show different stories of how they overcame. Because all you need to do is find that one person that came from where you came, and then the hope is there because they've done something.
Uh-oh. Yeah, but that's the thing about it. Dagnabbit.
Pooped out on me.
Oh, that was my phone. It kind of went.
Did I sneeze?
No, that was on me. That was my
okay.
That was my connection. It screwed up a little bit, but yeah. So everything that you were talking about, everything about having people come on from different ends of the spectrum, but yet their message has a lot in common. And these are the people that I'm finding more and more of. And actually, a lot of them are coming out of the woodwork. I mean, literally, I'm having people reach out to me. So I'm having people that are coming on that I've connected with, and then they're telling me, hey, if you like what I have, let me introduce you to my mentor. And then they'll send me them, and then I'll connect with them. And I go, of course, yes. You're going to give me the source. Give me the source. I'll take it all. Because, again, it's...
And here's the funny thing, right? Like, you're just starting with this, right? So this is just your baby steps. And today you might have 10 people, 10, 20 views, 50 views. But when you grow to the point that you might have 1 million views one day, right? Because, you're going to keep growing over time as you keep being consistent, because you're extremely consistent. As that happens, those people are going to go back and watch what you did in the first place.
Yes.
And because these videos are permanent, right? These conversations never go away. It doesn't matter where you're at today. It matters where you're going and who you're taking with you.
Exactly.
And every person that you bring with you, every person that you bring on the show, you're taking with you.
Yeah.
On this journey. It's not about the reach today, and that's where people get lost.
Yes.
Because they really focus on that big audience today, which doesn't matter. Because
you know what?
Over the course
yeah.
of perpetuity.
A lot of these people that I have on don't have huge followings. They're not like having like 10,000 people that follow them, but they do have a great message, and that's what I'm building upon, is sharing that with people on a consistent basis and getting that to be I'm trying to pound people over the head with positivity. That's the thing that I'm getting them over their head. So if you don't want to be positive, don't watch my fucking show. I'm sorry.
Man, you were trapped in a room for fucking 14 days and you still were positive. You didn't shower, didn't shave, didn't do anything. So at the end of the day, man, if you were positive through that, man, you're good.
I'm good, right? So yes. So yeah. I keep pushing that agenda. I keep pushing that forward, and I will keep pushing it forward every single day. And these are the people that I find, and these are people that, have a story and have something to share that's going to be able to help carry and build what I'm trying to build here. Because again, I don't have 10,000 people, and even if I did have 10,000 people, I would still approach it the same way, because it's not about volume. It's about quality for me, and it's about the quality of who I'm reaching out to, and it's about the quality of what I can get across. And see, again, what we talk about all the time is helping just that one person, right?
Yep.
It's just that one, That's all. That's all that matters.
And see, it goes back to that, right? Because if you're only aiming for one person, you only need one. And impacting one person is so powerful, and people overlook that every single day.
Yeah.
It goes back to David Meltzer, Ed Milet, Gary Vee, all these people, right? And it's all about that patience.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Vee was on YouTube from the beginning and had nobody watching it for the first 3.5 years, but had everybody ridiculing him because he was wearing T-shirts, he was cursing, you know what? At the end of the day, 13 years later, he's probably one of the most popular people on the planet, right?
Yeah.
Well known. that isn't a true celebrity, right? He's an entrepreneur. I mean, that's not easy to do, right?
No.
So he crosses verticals like
Yeah.
most can't. So if you put the time in and you're building for the rest of your life, I mean, I'm 40 years old. I don't think I'll live to 100, but if I do, I hope I'm not in diapers. If that happens, I'm 40% of the way done. If you look from that perspective, the rest of your life, man.
Yeah.
You can spend 10 years building something, and it's nothing still.
Yeah.
You have half your life left.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I definitely learned from, following all their content is the patience. Even in my business plans and everything that I've been working on for years, I used to rush things and try and push them and try and force them. And at the end of the day, I mean, it just was so ineffective. Now I'm doing the long game, and I'm taking my time, and I'm being patient, and I'm pushing it at the right pace. And, now I have long-term plans, like very long-term, 20, 30 years. And, at the end of the day, based on circumstances, things can slow down and pick up in pace. It depends on the situation, right? So I feel like when you build the long-term situation, you know where you want to end up. Getting there, it doesn't matter. It's because of the baby steps. You're always going to miss.
Let me stop you real quick because my Instagram is about to end because I've already been on for an hour on Instagram. So again, everybody, this is the fun part. This is why I loved it. And as Mike was saying, and me and him, we've connected a lot. Is the simple fact that, again, it's all about just that one person. Here I am talking on and going on and everything, and I've already been on for an hour, and it hasn't even seemed like an hour, or at least not to me. I could sit here and do this for another hour if I really wanted to. Yeah. So, but that's the whole thing is I would keep talking for another hour if I needed to, if I could get my point across. But it's all about all of this and what we were just talking about. It's all everything, doing the whole thing. This is a long-term plan for me. It's a long game now, and I only planned for 1 month in March, right? So so yeah, but I'd only planned for doing it for a month, and now the goal's 100, and when I get to 100, who knows, 500 at that point. If it really just leads me to where I want to go, and as far as what I'm creating and what I'm sharing, and people, that's why I tell everybody with biggest heart and biggest gratitude, thank you all. Thank every single one of you that are joining on here that I can tell, like Eric Pruitt's been a guest. Leo, I love you, man. Thank you. You're one of the big followers, and I don't know if you're watching anymore, but please keep watching. Enjoy it. Rob, thank you, Rob. And Rob's got a lot of people, and for him to follow me and watch my show, I feel honored. So yeah, Rob's got a lot of good things going on, and I'm always going to speak of him, and his name comes up again, but thank you, Russ Johns, because that's where I was first introduced to Rob, and because of him, I go out and reach these people and find them and start following them and seeing what they offer. Cynthia, thank you, Cindy. Deepashnu, I hope I'm saying that right, but I love that he follows the show now. Dolores, thank you, Dolores Suarez. We go back. Of course, Koala, thank you, Koala. She was following me on Instagram. Laura, thank you, Laura. Thank you. Catalina's been on here. Ezreal, thank you, sir. Reach out to me, brother. I'll do what I can to help you. Yes, and tell me if I'm saying that right. Is it Deepashnu? Depanshu. I hope I'm saying that right. Sharama is his last name, everybody. But he's been following a lot. Man, I appreciate it. All the love in the world, brother. Thank you for hopping on. Yeah, and it's late because of the time difference. Because I believe he's in India, which I have people in India watching my show. This is the beautiful part about what I'm doing, and it's late over there. So all of it in the world, man. Appreciate you hopping on. And anytime, send me a personal message, bro. We'll reach out and talk. I would love to hear more about your story. So I've been on for an hour, everybody. Thank you again for hopping on. It's been fun. I love this, and I'm loving to do it more and more every single day. So, real quick, just guys, follow along. Check out Rob on TubeBuddy. Again, I'm going to speak his praises as much as I can. Check out my friend Marissa. She does good email automated work on LinkedIn, that sort of thing. Check her out. She is very, 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 very talented. And, again, I there you go. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, and again, you can follow along with the show, guys. You can follow on the website at www.madefromscratchpodcast. You can go find all the past episodes. You can go find links. You guys are daring. There's a link on there that says book to become a guest. So become a guest. You want to come in here, book an interview, get on here. Let's talk. Always open to that as well. And then, again, you can check out all our social media. Same sort of deal every single night, guys. Thank you, every single one of you for helping this show grow and just being here from the bottom of my heart. It really, really, really does make a difference to me. So have a good night, everybody. I'll see you again tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Thursday, I will have on... Harpreet will be on Thursday. Friday evening, I will have Jennifer Klein on. She is a TikTok, but she also does a lot of DIY stuff, and she's very creative about what she does. So I'm glad to have her on. And tomorrow's guest, I'm still find out it's going to be a concrete come on tomorrow. I won't announce it just yet, but I will put on social media once it is 100% sure. And then, again, one more thing. Friday, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. I will be on the Russ Johns. I will be on Russ Johns' show, the Pirate Broadcast. I am super hyped about that because I've been working to get there for the last 5 months, and it's going to become a reality. So woohoo for me! Thank you, everybody. Thank you again for joining me, everybody. Y'all have a good night. Be safe. Practice good social distancing. Wash your hands. Please be extra careful. The coronavirus is nothing to be joked with. And I'll see you again tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Thank you, everybody. Y'all have a good evening. Bye-bye now.